I was shocked and upset the other day when I learned that my wife was going out to be a nanny and making $20,000 a month. We had been married for years, and I had never heard her mention her intention to go out and become a nanny. What confused me even more was that she had hidden it from me, and I realized that it was all a lie when I went to my employer's house to investigate. "Honey, how could you decide to go babysitting without telling me?" I asked angrily. She sighed softly. "I knew you would object, that's why I kept it from you. But I was even more against you lying," I said hotly. I didn't want to lie either. But I just can't help it. We're getting strapped for cash, the kids' school expenses, the mortgage on the house. I have to find a way to make more money. There was helplessness and bitterness in her voice. I was silent. She was right. The pressure of our life was indeed getting bigger and bigger, and it was already difficult for my salary to support the expenses of the whole family. But why didn't she tell me we are all a family? We should face our problems together, not bear them alone in silence. I understand your pain, but it's too risky. Going to a stranger's house as a nanny, who knows what will happen? I tried to persuade her. I know it's dangerous too, but I have no other way. I've begged my relatives and friends, but they can't help me. Her eyes were filled with helplessness and hopelessness. Looking at her like this, my heart wrenched. She was a good wife and had always been a virtuous and kind person, while I couldn't give her a solid home. Thoughts swirled, and I fell into deep thought. After a few days, I decided to go to my employer's house to investigate the situation. I showed up cold at the door of the family's house and rang the doorbell. "Who are you looking for?" A middle-aged woman came out of the doorway with a puzzled look in her eyes. "I'm sorry. I'm here to inquire about the new nanny in your house," I explained politely. "Oh, are you her relative?" the middle-aged woman asked suspiciously. "No, I'm her friend." I couldn't find a better excuse for a moment. "Oh, she's a very hard-working girl, and she's very attentive to her children. But did she tell you about her monthly salary?" The middle-aged woman's expression was a bit strange. I was moved in my mind. In that case, the wife's claim of a monthly salary of $20,000 might simply be fictitious. I began to have greater doubts about the family. I asked the middle-aged woman to show me her labor contract, and the middle-aged woman was willing. The contract only showed that her monthly salary was only $2,000, far less than the figure claimed by the wife. This discovery shocked me. It turned out that my wife's original intention of going out to become a nanny was only to earn money, and she helped me choose this path because I had some frustration and low self-esteem at the time. Now it seems that she has thrown away her dignity without complaining. In comparison, I felt even more ashamed of myself. I decided to go to her. I had to confess everything to her. I couldn't leave her alone with all the stress anymore. I followed the address she gave me and found the home she was in. I waited outside the door for a long time before she finally appeared at the door. "What are you doing here?" She looked at me with a surprised look on her face. "I know everything and I have to say something to you." I spoke firmly. She knew I was angry and didn't dare speak. "I don't actually blame you. I understand your dedication to your family, but I don't want you to abandon yourself and give up your dignity." I tried to calm myself. I also inquired clearly. "In fact, the monthly salary you said was a lie. And I never knew. There was a lack of communication between us." She silently lowered her head. She knew that all this concealment had created a rift between us. "I can understand how hard it is for you, but you can't hide it from me like this. We are a family. We should face it together," I said gently. She raised her head. Tears had blurred her eyes. "I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that." I should be sorry too. Yet there is so much less understanding and communication between us. We have to face life's challenges together. We have to work together. We can't let one of us take on too much responsibility alone anymore," I said softly. She hugged me tightly. "I'm sorry, honey. I'll never do that again." Our hearts were finally close together, warming each other with soft love. From that moment on, I knew that we would never fight over money matters again because our love for each other was unbreakable. We are going to face all the challenges and get through all the hardships together. As hard as life gets, I don't want to see her carrying all the stress. I want to give her a solid home and the warmest hugs. Honey, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have kept this from you. Her eyes are full of apologies. I took her by the shoulders and looked at her fondly. Let's be more honest from now on and face the difficulties of life together. She nodded. Well, I won't get ahead of myself in the future. We need to plan our lives together and figure out better solutions. I said gently, Duh. I agree. I'll talk it over with you. Her expression gradually relaxed. I hugged her tightly again, my heart filled with anticipation for the future. We have to work together, for our family, for our love. We have to be honest with each other and face the challenges of life together. When we got home, we sat down and had a good talk. We decided to revisit our lifestyle and work together on a new family plan, organizing our expenses and spending more wisely. I found a better job and she was offered a more suitable job. Our lives gradually improved and our days got better. Honey, our lives are going to be happier and more joyful from now on. I said to her with a smile. She smiled back and nodded. Yes, because we are going to support each other, face it together, and create a better future together. We held hands and walked towards a new life, full of hope and confidence in the future. From then on, we became more open and honest with each other, more in tune and understanding each other. We faced all the challenges of life together, felt every joy of life, and enjoyed each other's warmth and affection. This experience has made us love each other more deeply and strengthened our confidence in working together. That day, my wife and I were sitting on the sofa, savoring a cup of hot tea leisurely. I suddenly spoke up, Honey, I think we should have a more concrete plan for our future. She smiled and nodded. Yes, we should harmoniously share our responsibilities and face life's challenges together. I want to reiterate again that we need to be honest with each other and face life's challenges together. I looked at her fondly. She gently held my hand. I know, dear, we have to face it together and create a bright future together. In that moment, I deeply believed that we were no longer facing the challenges individually, but were joining hands to overcome the difficulties and share the beauty. This predicament also gave us a deeper understanding. Life is like a cup of strong tea, which needs to be embraced with a broad mind and treated with a sincere heart in order to savor its sweetness. Because of these experiences, our relationship has become stronger, and we have become more mature and stronger. We face all the challenges of life together, thus creating a bright future. With my wife by my side, I slowly began to adapt to my new job in life. She encouraged me and helped me through every difficult moment. And I also paid more attention to her feelings and needs. Our lives became more harmonious, and although there were still struggles from time to time, neither of us felt alone or helpless anymore. On a weekend afternoon, my wife and I were walking in the park together, and the sunlight from the shade of the trees was pouring on her face, making her look even more gentle and touching. Honey, we've both been through a lot of challenges and learned a lot. I want to look back on this time as a time when our relationship became deeper and we matured. I said softly. She smiled and nodded. Yes, I don't think we're the same people we used to be. We've faced life's challenges together and our love has become stronger. I think our relationship is also closer and stronger because we have overcome so much together. I said. She listened quietly and sighed softly. Yeah, I also feel like the trust between us has become more solid, and I know that no matter what comes your way, you'll always have my back. We both walked through the park, taking our time and enjoying the warmth of this silent understanding. In this peaceful setting, we were more open to showing our deepest emotions. Honey, I want to say to you that I will work harder to create more happiness for us. I said as I held her hand tightly. She looked at me softly. Well, I'll work hard too, and we'll work together to create a better future together. At this point, we were no longer lonely individuals, but closely connected emotionally to each other. We became more respectful and caring in the collision of life, making our relationship deeper. With each other's support and understanding, We will face all the challenges of the future together and create the beauty that belongs to us. As the days pass slowly, our life becomes more fulfilling and happy. We went through many difficulties together and learned to support and understand each other. Our relationship has become deeper, snuggling with each other to face the future together. One day, I had a sudden idea and proposed, "Honey, why don't we go to that seaside town together for a vacation?" Her eyes sparkled with excitement. "Really, that's fantastic. It's been a long time since we've traveled out together." So, we excitedly started preparing for the trip together. In the seaside town, we walked on the beach together, and under the sea breeze, we admired the magnificence of the sea together, as well as felt the coolness of the summer sea breeze. "Honey, it's really beautiful here." She happily patted my shoulder. "Yeah, I think the time we spend here together will be a wonderful memory for us," I said emotionally. We strolled along the beach, snuggling up to each other and enjoying the quiet, beautiful time. Walking on the beach, we quietly listened to the sound of the ocean, and the calm and peaceful atmosphere relaxed us all. "I think this trip has been a bonding experience for us as well," she said in a soft voice. "Yes, we should also come out more often in the future to experience the beauty of nature," I said with anticipation. During our vacation in this seaside town, we enjoyed romance and felt a deeper expectation for our future life. Our relationship became more subtle and deep, and every moment made us feel precious to each other. We realized that no matter how many challenges we will encounter in the future, we will walk hand in hand and strive to create a better life. Listening to the sound of the waves gently lapping on the beach, we leaned in together and enjoyed this moment of peace and beauty. "Honey, we've been facing so many challenges together, but our bond is getting stronger," she said softly. I held her hand tightly and felt her warm embrace. "Yes, we've gotten through all the challenges together with love. I think the mutual support and trust we have for each other has made our love even deeper." She looked at me with determination revealed in her expression. "I don't regret what we went through together. The process was worth it," I said firmly. We were silent for a while, taking in the beauty around us in silence. The waves lapped lazily against the shore, the breeze ruffled our faces, and for a moment we felt a deep inner peace and a sense of how precious we were to each other. "Honey, our future will be brighter because we will work together, support each other, and create more beautiful memories together." She hugged me tightly. "Yes, we'll face life's challenges together and be more determined," I said with anticipation as well. Looking into the distance, we deeply understood that no matter how many more storms we would experience in the future, we would hold hands and walk through them together. Our love will become more precious and deep. No matter how much difficulty we encounter, we will support each other, give each other strength, and create a future that belongs to us together. Because of each other's support and companionship, our love has become more solid and beautiful.